Greetings, people of Earth. I'm Rick Harold. Thanks for listening to the video and audio podcast. Today I talk a little bit about cloud computing. There's lots of information out there. Cloud computing's been around for a while now. The point I'm going to be bringing up is just the perspective we ran into around 2008 when we started working with Amazon's AWS. Prior to that, we had experience at InstallShield where we had, as I mentioned before, 1 billion users. Now, that's not directly connected to us, and the installation process wasn't directly connected, say, to our servers, our cloud computing. But we had an update service which started out small and eventually worked up to 30 and 40 million endpoints, which would be pinging at various intervals. And again, those are distributed by our customers, or ISV, software developers. Now, when we were doing that, it was a challenge. This is pre-cloud. There were hosting servers out there and services you could try to do, but they were super crude, and the cost was too much. So we actually had server rooms where we have the machines, much like I'm sure everybody does and still does, surprisingly. But we had to deal with all the normal process there in terms of procuring the products, going through the purchasing process, getting the machines in, getting the machines configured, making sure that the machines are configured correctly. And anybody who works in this stuff, I don't have to tell them all the various permutation problems you run into in terms of compatibility. And just the dynamicness of it in terms of planning out for worst case scenarios. And I don't mean just like backup or redundant internet connections and all that kind of stuff. I mean just the machines themselves. It's an amazing science they do today with this. It's almost beautiful if you like that kind of stuff. But it's something we had to deal with, certainly at a small scale, relatively speaking, to say Amazon and Google and Microsoft. But it gave us an understanding so that when Amazon was the first to kind of come out in a real cloud service, in my opinion, I immediately was like, this is the coolest thing ever. The S3 service and the EC2 machines, the idea that you could spin up machines and then spin them down was amazing. That's commonplace today. This is something that we saw and immediately have been using since then for many different projects, but it's just beautiful. And it's great that there's other competition in Google and Microsoft and other companies. But personally, I'm just passing along my complete understanding of the cloud solution and how great it is. And I have a thing on Lambda functions that you may or may not have seen, which are even 10x better than spinning up machines and stuff if you can structure your product properly. So this is a short thing on cloud computing. It's super awesome. I'm sure people are involved in it or have experimented with it. And if you're not on it, or if you're don't have all your stuff on it, you really have to. So that's it. Thanks again for listening. Catch you later.